Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about Happily Ever After, A Light-Hearted Guide to Wedded Bliss by Jane Fearnley-Whittingstall. Please keep in mind that I'm reviewing this book as a person who has never been married. You may have guessed from the title, but this is an advice book for married people about marriage. It really only addresses the traditional male-female marriage and is written by an English author, so it's kind of more geared towards UK readers. In the introduction, the author kind of makes it clear that this is less of a how-to manual and more of an entertaining way to reflect upon various issues that could come up in your marriage. Each chapter deals with one of those issues, everything from friends and family, fidelity, and money, going on vacation. It covers a really wide variety of topics, which I thought was very nice. Things like how your friends affect your relationship don't tend to come up that often in a lot of other relationship books. However, when you get to the chapters themselves, the first thing I noticed is that this book is very quote heavy. She pulls a lot from other books, poems, just quotes from regular married people. I don't mind quotes once in a while, but it seems like a main staple of this book. There's some placement of men and women in more traditional gender roles, such as, men can never find what they're looking for in the house until their wives point it out. There was the thing about women and shopping. However, after most of these examples, the author would point out, it seems like husbands do this most of the time, but their wives can do it too, and vice versa. The writing itself was very pleasant. I thought the author had very good pacing and a nice sense of humor. I was smiling a lot. But again, with the quotes, I would get through one of her stories, anecdotes, and just be faced with sometimes very long quotes, sometimes more than a page long, and it kind of threw me. I feel like it interrupted my reading experience. And even though the quotes were always relevant to the section, they weren't always addressed by the author. And I will be honest, I skipped some of the longer ones. They were very nicely selected, but I just didn't like how they interrupted the flow of the actual writing by the author. Overall, I would call this a pleasant read, maybe a little boring. I wouldn't read it again, and I would only recommend it to a very certain type of reader. It addressed a lot of important subjects about marriage in a lighthearted, fun way, but again, I think it was just tripped up by its formatting. If you'd like to read other books about marriage and relationships, I have a few suggestions. The New I Do by Vicki, Larson, and Susan Gadoua is interesting. It shows models of non-traditional marriages based solely around having and raising children, trial marriages with prearranged end dates, things like that. It's interesting to take a look at marriages that don't fit the traditional fall in love, happily ever after, romance forever. That's kind of expected. I also enjoyed The 5 Love Languages by Chapman. Dr. Chapman discusses the ways that we feel love differently. For example, someone might express love through touch, giving their partner hugs, and someone might receive love by getting extra chores done around the house. They might feel loved if their partner empties the dishwasher. And it was kind of interesting to think about the ways that I express love and I receive love and how it might not be the exact same way my partner does. I'd also recommend I Love Her Butt by Robert Llewellyn Jones. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like, just a little book of anecdotes about the foibles of wives. It's a little dated, but still pretty funny. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!